Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be testing the Urban Graffiti foil gel to make a marble foil tip design. So if you want to see how I go from this to this, then let's get into it. I'm starting off with a simple set of gel overlays today that I created using my trusty Magpie Beauty Build Me Up gel, and I used the shade Blush, which is my favourite, and I'm going in with my usual isopropyl alcohol and a cotton pad just to cleanse the nail and sanitize the surface before I begin working. The key part of this design is the foil that you're going to apply to the free edge of your nail, and I'm showing a variety of different types that you could choose. Normally, when doing my own nails, I would only pick one and use the same design on colours on each nail, but for the sake of the video, I thought it'd be better to show how different foils look and with different base colours of polish too. This particular pink foil was my favourite when I ordered them online initially, but I was a little disappointed when it arrived, as the gold in the design doesn't shimmer or change in the light, which is what I was expecting, and it's just more of a plain yellow colour. So I am a little sad about that, but I'm sure I'll still find a use for it, and I'm not going to let it go to waste. Next, I chose the colours that I thought would complement my choice of foils the most, and I wanted to experiment and see how they would all look with a different colour rather than just a nude base. So I've chosen only one classic nude colour with a bit of a peachy undertone. Then I've picked a more mauve, pinky purple to complement the pink and gold foil. For the two blue foils with the most marble effect, I thought they would go well with a very light grey that contains just a hint of blue. And for the final pink and blue foil that has the watercolour design, I thought I would YOLO it up and choose a bright blue because I've already chosen a pink and I want to see what it looks like with something different. So these are the four colours together, and you can see that they complement one another, but of course you can use anything that you like. To give you an idea of the design that we're going for, I tested out my foils with 3 different base colours, and you can see the style that we're hoping to achieve with the marble tips and the metallic drips. Personally, for the next step, I needed to take a gel brush because the gel polishes that I chose to use actually come in pots rather than in bottles, and this is one that I bought from Primark in a pack of 4 for roughly £2 or £3, and I've been using them for the last couple of weeks and they're pretty good, to be honest. I was quite pleasantly surprised with them. And what I'm doing is taking the light grey colour first, and this is the one that I'm going to use for the 2 blue marble foils, and I'm applying this to both the thumb and the pinky. And by doing this, it means that the outer fingers have the same base colour, which I personally feel helps to tie the final design together. I'm applying a thin layer to each of my fingernails, and if you apply this too thick, then your gel might not cure in the lamp. You're going to be left with some wrinkling or air pockets, and it means you're going to have to start from scratch, which isn't ideal once you've gotten to this stage. Once that's cured, I'm going to apply another layer or 2. In my case, I did do 3 layers of each colour to make sure that I got a good, full, opaque look. These polishes didn't apply as smoothly as I was hoping or expecting, and you can see they're a little bit lumpy on the surface, and I just wasn't overly happy with it. So I'm going in with a top coat that I've used for years and I know I can rely on, and what that's doing is it is smoothing that out. So if you compare this grey nail with the blue or the pink beside it, even as I'm moving those fingers, you can see the difference in the line of light. So I'm using this particular top coat on 2 of the nails, and then just to test it and see how another one would work, I'm going in with the Magpie Beauty Don't Be Tacky top coat. And if I'm being totally honest, I did prefer the finished effect of the gelish top coat rather than the Don't Be Tacky, even though I am a massive fan of Magpie Beauty. But because the forefinger I felt was the most lumpy bumpy, I ended up overestimating how much I needed, and you can see that there's some pooling in the cuticle, and I'm just going in with a brush dipped in some acetone or alcohol and cleaning that up before I cure it in the lamp. And this is how they look ready for the next step once the sticky layer has been removed, much smoother and ready for some foil application. And this is my product of choice, the Urban Graffiti Foil Glue Transfer Gel, and I think they came out with this sometime earlier in the year, and I'm applying this to the tips of the nails in a bit of a squiggly pattern. I don't want it to be perfect or a straight line. You can do it like that if you want to, but that's not the effect I'm going for. And taking the piece of foil that I've cut ready for this nail, I'm going to place it right on top of that foil gel, and using my finger or a silicone tool, as you can see here, I'm just rolling the foil into place and then rubbing the silicone tool where it should be sticking, and as you can see, the pattern is starting to lift away from the clear plastic part of the foil, which means that it is transferring onto my glue, and then I am just peeling it away. Now you might have some patches, but that's not a problem if you do. Just go back in with your foil and press and dab and pull away, and that should fill in any of the gaps. Press down any pieces of foil that are sticking out or lifting, and once you're happy with that, you can top coat it and move on to the next nail. So this middle finger and the forefinger ended up being more difficult than I thought they were going to be. I'm not sure if it was my fault with the way I was applying the foil, if it was the foils, or if it was the gel glue, but you can see that the transfer isn't as good as it was on the pinky and the ring finger. So yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong with them, but I just kept on going back in with the foil and dabbing it to get what was left on the nail to stick down and to add bits to fill in the gaps, because there were quite a few gaps on those two nails. So once you've top coated and you've removed the sticky layer, take some more of that foil gel or foil glue and a thin liner brush, and you're going to apply the foil gel roughly along the edges of the foil that you have already applied. And you don't want this to be very perfect, leave a couple of little lines going all over the place, it just adds to the effect. So you can see I'm going to go along the edge of the blue foil, and then in the design there's already some kind of darker bits and lighter bits. I'm going to just draw the foil very lightly along some of those lines as well, and you're going to see why in a minute. Now I'm taking a basic piece of silver holographic foil that has been used before, and I'm also taking a piece of gold holographic foil, just so that you can see the difference when I apply these onto the different nails and how the colours work with the other foils. So for this pinky finger, I'm going in with the silver to complement the grey and the blue and just dabbing it, and you can see that the foil is just sticking to wherever I've applied it, the gel glue, with the liner brush, and I just love this effect. It looks so good and it looks like you've put so much effort into it, when realistically this is a really easy and simple design because the foil is doing all of the work for you. But just look at that, the colour change, the rainbow. You just can't beat a good holographic foil. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of these nails using the two different coloured foils on each nail. You'll see how the silver suits the blues, I think, personally better, and I thought that the gold would go quite well with the pinky, yellowy toned foils. I just wanted to show how it can work with the two different colours really, and I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. They're really, really easy nails to do. So I would highly recommend giving them a shot. So apply your top coat, lather up with cuticle oil, and these nails are good to go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and here's one last clip of what they look like. Thanks for watching!